All right, have and have not fans. This is a video I pretty much gave you the option in my episode review video as to whether or not you wanted me to do a video on it. It has to do with my thoughts on Candace Young as the potential first lady of the United States in the haves and the have not universe. And it is pretty interesting to even fathom that idea because of what that would represent. Just because maybe I don't want to preach on this too much, but if you think about this show and any other TV show or movie, it really does influence people. So what would it say to have somebody like Candace Young ascend to the status of First Lady of the United States that, you know, if you hold around long enough, you'll eventually bag somebody and get in the White House? I don't know. I mean, hey, I don't write the show. It's just my thoughts on the idea. So I will say this much. And again, this isn't me trying to butter anybody up, but I don't know why, but Candace has been looking good in recent episodes. Maybe it's the fact that she just is like a natural beauty when you take off the whole makeup and the skimpy outfits, just her in a white robe. She just looks like pure, but you just know that she's like a rose bush, beautiful, but those thorns will tear your ass up. And it just reminds me of when she got all that money from, you know, blackmailed Jim for all that money, then went to the Sarandon Hotel to, you know, bide her time before she got a house. And she was wearing that white robe, just jumping into bed and stuff. I don't know. You look good, Candace. You look good. If only your demeanor was the same. Now, anyway, back to the point. If Candace Young was the first lady, what would that mean for the United States? Yeah, I'm tearing it down on this video. Y'all want it? Y'all going to get it. I feel like the likes of Veronica and Catherine would shudder in fear. Well, first off, disgust. Can you imagine if Candace invites them to the freaking White House dinner or something? Let's say in a perfect world, remember that Oscar said, hey, give it 8 years and it'll happen. Let's kind of flash forward or fast forward 8 years. Let's say David is actually the governor of Savannah. Let's just say he's governor. And he gets invited to the White House, and I don't know if, let's say Veronica shows up and those two are still together, which I doubt it, but let's just say they show up anyway. Can you imagine how humiliating it would be, especially if Veronica tries to say something, you know, smart, you know, a Veronica-esque statement to Candace? I could just see that being, it will just be, pretty much put it this way, Candace Young will be running the country. I don't care if she is the first lady, not the president, but she will be running the country in some way, shape, or form. Not to mention, do you really think she wouldn't hold herself out to other, you know, nations like the United Kingdom, the Philippines, what have you? It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know how else to express it. Can you imagine like Jim Cryer just, you know, shaking his head like, man, I thought I had her with a dry martini, and it turns out she was freaking a potential future president of the United States. I mean, honestly, the idea is shocking. Can you imagine Hannah's expression? Just like, I can't believe this, you know? And the fact that Candace has all these underworld connections, and then she would have a first row seat to the most powerful man in the country. It's just incredible to think about. There's no telling what she would do. Honestly, if the haves and have-nots eventually ends, you know, 8 years from now, do a spinoff series, you know, like That's So Raven. You had Corey in the House, which lasted for like 2 seasons. Nostalgia at its finest. I actually like the show. Have Candace in the house, Candace Young in the White House. That'll be interesting. I don't know. Maybe she'll get Benny like an entire fleet of tow companies as a result. I don't know. Benny's tow will be all around the country. I mean, honestly, this isn't a theory video. This isn't a scripted video. This is just my initial thoughts on it. I can't even fathom it. Honestly, could it happen? The fact that Tyler Perry is directing this show, there's no telling what will happen because anything can happen at this point. I think we can all agree at that. So with that being said, again, not a terribly long video. I mean, I just wanted to give my initial thoughts on what could happen. I think it will be interesting to see, unbelievable to see, but also to see if Candace can actually evolve from the getting the quick money, you know, get rich quick schemes and blackmail to actually being a patient, cunning, you know, a leopard in the grass just waiting to pounce on her prey. So do you think that she could bear playing the game for 8 years up until the point where her man eventually goes into the White House? let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and give me some more video ideas, because again, the week after the 4th of July is a ways away, so we have a little bit of a break before the next episode comes out.